It's no secret that Arsenal are in the market for new midfielders, and with Declan Rice already identified as their top priority, let's find out the latest developments on the transfer. Let's also find out what new defender the Gunners have on their radar. Yo guys, it's your boy T19 back with another video. It's been a while, but we're back, and if you are excited, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, as we are on that road to 500 subscribers. If you would also like to follow me on social media, the links will be down in the description below. So let's talk some Arsenal transfer news. So of course, on the topic of Declan Rice, there have been a lot of Premier League clubs, European clubs sniffing around, but of course there were always two main teams in the race, and that was Arsenal and Bayern Munich. In terms of Bayern Munich, there have been some freaking developments. As Florian Plettenberg says, no transfer. Bayern have decided today not to submit an offer after all. It was the clear trend for days, and as reported on Friday, because Rice became more and more expensive, he is on the verge of joining Arsenal. Of course, as Arsenal fans, we know not to get too excited until we see news from a trusted source. Well, there is only one goated trusted source, and that's Fabrizio Romano. And he has said Bayern always knew that Declan Rice wanted to continue in England. Tuchel is a big fan, but the deal was never close to being completed. Arsenal are working on their official bid, as personal terms will not be an issue. Now the truth is, any club who are going to try and fight Arsenal for Declan Rice will always be at a disadvantage, because Arsenal have been working on this deal for the past few months. They've already agreed personal terms with the player, even though some reports have said Arsenal have not agreed anything. Nothing has been written in stone. Well, Declan Rice already has a gentleman agreement to leave West Ham, and he has also given Mikel Arteta his word that he is going to move to Arsenal. So of course, for any club to try and come and swoop into the deal, they will be at a disadvantage. And I think Bayern Munich have now had a meeting and realized that if Declan Rice is not going to prioritize them, even though they're going to pay a hefty price tag, it's better to just walk away. With multiple sources reporting that Arsenal are close, the deal is imminent, he's on the verge of joining Arsenal, Arsenal this, Arsenal that. Arsenal fans, all we can do right now is pray, hope and get excited. But there is some more reports. As according to Chris Wheatley, Arsenal are close to sealing a club record deal to sign West Ham midfielder Declan Rice. There is confidence from both sides that an agreement will be reached soon, with the final fee expected to surpass £100 million, inclusive of add-ons. I've seen some surprising backlash on Twitter saying, why are Arsenal paying excess of £100 million for a West Ham midfielder? He's not as good as Rodri. We want to be competing with Man City. Y'all need to calm down. Arsenal are not paying £100 million for Declan Rice. They are paying a base fee which is reported to be around £92 million, with add-ons, performance-related add-ons that could potentially rise to £100 million. Meaning Arsenal will only pay £100 million for him if he surpasses or reaches some agreements which they have agreed with West Ham. Such like if Arsenal win the Premier League, he will get an extra £8 million. We saw it with Barcelona when they signed Coutinho. If Coutinho was to ever win the Champions League after leaving Liverpool, Barcelona will pay Liverpool, I think it was around £12-15 million. So I think that's what Arsenal are doing, which is quite sensible. £92 million is their valuation for the player. West Ham see potential in him, so they have agreed that if Declan Rice hits the potential, if he does good things for Arsenal, I think a certain number of Champions League appearances, maybe winning the Premier League, if he does and achieves those goals, they will pay £100 million. It is not a £100 million base fee. That will be stupid. It is £90 million and some add-ons. Potentially, I don't think £100 million is that stupid when you think of it. You look at Enzo Fernandez going for £120 million. You're hearing even Kai Havertz reportedly £70 million. So in an inflated market, this is an opportunity for Arsenal. I have never seen a deal this big, Arsenal being such favourites. So I think Arsenal needs to go into this deal, seal it, confirm it, announce it, and let's move on and try and sign other midfielders. The major question right now is, where will Declan Rice play and how does he fit into this Arteta's Arsenal system? Personally, I see Declan Rice as more of a number 6, number 8 hybrid, and his passing metrics are absolutely outstanding. With 2 assists, 69.9 touches per game, 3 big chances created, 1 key pass per game, 49.5 accurate passes per game, and 88% accuracy, and more than half of those passes are in the opposition half. That is something very similar to what we've seen Granit Xhaka been doing for Arsenal ever since the season started, making late runs into the box, getting on the ball, trying to affect the game. He will also give Arsenal a lot more control in the final third because he looks very composed. Declan Rice, make no mistake, is a very good defensive player, and we will get onto that later in the video. but I don't think that is the maximum he can offer. I think Declan Rice is very good in the attacking stages as well. You see him play for West Ham. He's very good in the build-up phase. He makes late runs into the box, and he also has very, very clean ball striking, which I don't see a lot of people talk about, and I don't understand why. Declan Rice will not play as a number 6 for Arsenal. I don't think he will play as a number 6 for Arsenal. I think he's going to play that Xhaka role, more of an 8 and 6 hybrid. And now let's look at his defensive numbers. 1.7 interceptions per game, 2.1 tackles per game, 0.6 times possession won in the final third per game, 0.5 times dribble pass per game, 1.5 clearances per game, 0 errors leading to a goal or a shot, and 0 penalties committed. When it comes to defending, Declan Rice to me looks like the William Saliba of midfielders. He's so composed, he's so calculated, everything he does is timed. And you see him winning the ball in the final third will be very useful for Arsenal when we're trying to sustain pressure, especially against teams that will play deep block. You look at likes of Newcastle, the way they've been able to do it with Bruno Guimaraes getting on the ball an awful lot. He's always pressing high. Arsenal will have Declan Rice in that position, winning the ball back and distributing it. And that is why I don't think he will make sense as a number 6. He can do that role very well, but I think Arsenal can maximize him if he starts playing that Xhaka role where he's allowed to get forward, but he also is allowed to make things happen from the back. More of a deep line playmaker kind of situation. But of course, we're all Mikel Arteta in our own way. So if you were the one signing Declan Rice, how would you fit him into this Arsenal team? Let me know down in the comments below. Moving on, we have some news that Alexander Zinchenko, Gabriel Martinelli, Mo Elneny and Takehiro Tomiyasu will be fit for Arsenal's pre-season. Obviously, all 4 players got injured during the course of the season. It was not nice to watch, honestly, but it's good that they're going to be back. As we've seen previously last season, pre-season can be very important in how your season goes. It gives the players an opportunity to play with each other, understand each other, and get into rhythm before the actual season begins. But I'd like us to take a closer look at Takehiro Tomiyasu. Obviously, he got ruled out in the same game as William Saliba that horrible night in Lisbon. And since then, he has not been able to play. Another season that was looking good for Tomiyasu eventually destroyed by an injury. He had the first season where he came ruled out with an injury until the end of the season. Last season, also ruled out with an injury. Takehiro Tomiyasu is a very good player. He's very versatile, can play on the left, right, can also play as a centre-back. He's also very two-footed, and he's Arteta's go-to option in terms of 1v1 defending. You saw it at the Emirates against Salah. Arteta playing him as a left-back to man-mark Salah, and it worked very well. Takehiro Tomiyasu is a very different breed of player. He can play as a centre-back. He's a very good defensive player in 1v1s, almost like what I see with Wan-Bissaka. I'm not comparing Man United fans, shut your mouth. But Tomiyasu is very, very reliable. And Arsenal have turned to him in times of need. But now he's getting injured. And it's not looking like we can rely on him, especially now that we're going to be in the Champions League. We're going to be chasing those animals, those beasts called Man City. We need players who will be fit and available. And Arsenal are looking into a new right back. And could that be Leicester City's Timothy Castagne? Well, according to Sacha Tavolieri, Leicester City will facilitate a move for Timothy Castagne, who is very appreciated by Arsenal, and talks have started between clubs. The deal will take time as Arsenal are working on other priorities first. I have learned to never ever doubt Mikel Arteta, but to be honest with you, I don't know about this one. I'm not sure about this transfer, because Arsenal are at a stage in the project, they're at a stage now as a club where we can't have those players that are like, they can be good. They have the potential to be good. They're looking good. We need players that are good. We need players that are ready to play. Man City have the cream of the crop. They have the best players. I don't know if that's the saying, but they have the best players ready to play, fit and available. And Arsenal right now need players that are not, will he be out with an injury? Will he be on form? Does he have the potential to perform right now? Arsenal need to sign ready-made players. So I don't know what I think about Timothy Castagne. In terms of profile, he's similar to Tomiyasu, not quite as good defensively, but he can also play on the left, could also play on the right, and I think he can play as a centre-back in a back three. So of course that's a versatile player there, but I'm not sure if he's the type of player Arsenal should be going after. The same way I'm not sure about Ivan Freshneda. I'm also not sure about Sacha Bowie. I don't know who I think we should be signing at right back, but I do know we need a new right back. So let me know down in the comments below, if you were Arsenal, would you be signing off on that deal for Timothy Castagne, or would you be looking to sign someone else? And if you want to sign someone else, let me know down in the comments below. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the video. If you have enjoyed it, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, as we are literally, I think, around 25 subscribers away from 500 subscribers. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.